There's a word I learned, and that word has changed my life. The word overlook. There are certain things in relationship that you just need to overlook. That they don't amount to anything. They won't make your life miserable. They're just things that you have to overlook consistently and say, perhaps God is building my character. There's small things that we have in marriage that need to be overlooked.
There's so many things that you will find your partner with, and you have to be intentional about. It is not life and death. It does not change who I am or who she is. And it's okay to move on even if you don't understand. Be okay to let the person be themselves. Give them the space to enjoy what they like. If you can, accommodate what they like in your system. And you don't have to understand. It's okay.
Hey, welcome to The Bold. And marriages are making it, and yours is going to make it if you do it God's way, because God is the manufacturer. He's the one who made marriage. And if you do it His way, you will succeed. So here we're talking about how marriage is wonderful, wonderful. But we want to tell you that your marriage will succeed if you know how to handle conflict. Yeah. And constructive conflict, how to make it constructive.
Yes.
So I'm here with my husband, and we have been learning how to have a healthy marriage over the years with healthy conflict, because conflict is inevitable.
Yes.
It's a part of two people who have brains. As long as both your brains work, you will not always agree, because you have different upbringing, different culture, different values.
Yes.
Yes.
And even if you don't know, if you've never learned how to do marriage, we are here to assist by experience and by trying to teach and tell you there is a way that it can work, especially with conflict. There's real wound that keeps festering in many marriages. You're welcome, and let's be blessed together.
Wonderful. Humility is key. Humility is key in marriage.
Yes.
One of the hardest things for people to say is sorry. Why is it so hard for people to say sorry?
It is not hard.
Because I'm the sorry sayer in this marriage.
No, it's not that it is hard. It's just that it's very easy to have a reason. And especially, and I think I can say this for many men, especially if you are a calculating, logical man. It is very hard to have. That's why we have excuses. There are two kinds of problems in marriages.
Sorry, so you don't say sorry because of logic?
No, as in you can easily explain why you did what you did. Sorry is a sacrifice most men have to do, deal with, and it has to be consistent. It has to be constant. You mutakanyangana. There will be where you will not agree, and you will be wrong. Yeah, even if you're right, you will still be wrong. In a way, it's good to have to learn how to apologize, to appreciate their sacrifices and acknowledge your part. Yeah, it's being responsible.
Yeah. So part of being married is learning how to say sorry.
Yes.
Sometimes even when you're not wrong. For peace, but it's important always to tackle the issues that are affecting you at the time, because you can't sweep things under the carpet.
No.
Anytime, I've tried sometimes to say, wacha ninyamaze, wacha nikuwe mzuri, nisi bring up hii issue na venye inanichoma. But eventually it blows up.
It will come out.
Because you can't pretend with each other. And so it's important, if you have an issue, that you talk about it.
Yes.
And I hear most men fear that when women say we need to talk.
Yes, I think you have seen that clip where you go like, we need to talk, and you start cutting the lawn with a scissor.
Yeah.
That's to take the most time away from that. Let's talk.
Yes, because let's talk is tackling and dealing with conflict.
Yes.
And therefore, healthy marriages manage conflict well.
Apart from just the healthy marriages, I think every single marriage has two kinds of problems. There are solvable problems, and then there are perpetual problems. There are things that you can easily agree with, like where are we going? or
Yeah.
like who is picking the children, or who is paying for this particular stuff, who is bringing in this. That is easy. But then there are other things that are perpetual that you cannot solve. They are there as differences, personalities, understandings that you have to learn how to manage.
Yeah.
To start there. There are things you will not be able to change your partner into. They are just not movable.
Yeah, like one of the things that I learned was MBTI personalities. And so I usually say it helped me understand and make peace with certain things in my marriage. When I understood his personality and my personality and put, the comparison, I was like, yeah, that's actually the problem that we've been facing. It's just personality differences.
Yes.
I'm introverted. He's extroverted.
I don't believe you're introverted. I am not sure I'm extroverted.
Well, you don't believe. I mean, I'm not introverted at home, only outside.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then I also like spending a lot of time alone.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but our differences, even with how we handle different situations, are totally different. Yeah.
And also, the goal of a marriage isn't actually to just kuanikana or kutoanishana, as in you have to get out of this. No, it's actually sometimes just giving that person, that's who they are.
Yeah.
Give them that time. I love watching a movie. I would love to spend my time watching a movie. Marcy, on the other hand, would prefer reading a book. Yeah. It's not possible for you to read a book in a movie.
Not unless it's an Indian movie with intelligent. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Ideally, we share. I'll get into her books. She'll get into my movies. Out of this is something that you're going to do together. But there is a favorite space. How you want to be entertained for you is a book. For me, I want to sit back and watch a movie. As in, they're just differences. I cannot force you to watch a movie. You have to choose to watch a movie.
And there's a word I learned, and that word has changed my life. The word overlook. There are certain things in relationship that you just need to overlook.
Yes.
That they don't amount to anything. They won't change, they won't make your life miserable.
Yeah.
They're just things that you have to overlook consistently and say, perhaps God is building my character, not suffering. There's small things that we have in marriage that need to be overlooked. Ugora, what you say?
There's so many things that you will find your partner with, and you have to be intentional about. It is not life and death. It does not change who I am or who she is. And it's okay to move on even if you don't understand it.
Yeah.
As in, be okay to let the person be themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give them the space to enjoy what they like. If you can, accommodate what they like in your system in such a way that now becomes a joint venture, whatever you're doing, but you still don't understand. And you don't have to understand. It's okay. Move on. That's what I think you're calling overlooking. Sometimes you can have a problem that is not there. Yeah, as in things that should not be a quarrel becomes an argument, and you will not change that person.
Yeah.
And there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there are also solvable issues. There are things that we can agree with, like how in our budget do we push more on the money we are spending on entertainment or on our vacation? Can we change our money to building a new house or building another apartment? Or those are things that you can agree. They are not life and death. You can change, you can agree, you can disagree, you can choose a different one.
Yeah.
They are not so bad.
One of the things that's important is when you have conflict, it's important not to bring in the disrespect.
Yes. Yeah.
That comes with, it's not bad to disagree, but it's wrong to be disrespectful. It's wrong to have sarcasm, criticism, contempt. We call them the four
horsemen.
Yes. And therefore you have to be respectful. And that's what lacks in many conflicts. That's how they escalate. When people become their crazy selves.
Yes.
They bring their drama selves. Yeah.
Let me define them. I think the horsemen that we are calling, that these are issues that have been there for ages. These have been consistent for many years with many couples. One of them is criticism. Criticizing your partner. This means attacking a partner's character or personality. You are literally attacking that other person. The way to get out of that is a gentle setup. Start understanding why they behave in a particular way. Gently. Don't come out too strongly because it can be very rude. The other one is contempt. This is treating a partner with disrespect. That's what you just said right now. Mockery or sarcasm. There is a limit. You can only take so much before you explode and give a better version of what you believe. The way,
and I believe most fights that get physical, it's that contempt.
Yes.
The mockery, taking your words and now twisting them to make them sound worse.
Or getting better. As in, you called me this particular thing, you look for a better version of that thing and you call the other person. As in, that's now disrespect. How you tackle that is you build a culture of appreciation. Appreciate each other than being sarcasm about. Even if you're angry, look for a beautiful thing for you to point out. Even in that. Sometimes you'll end up just laughing. But rather than escalate the argument to the next level. The other one is defensiveness. This happens to many of us. You make excuses of everything that has been pointed out. You defend your action with all the arrogance that there is, that you can be. This can only is broken by taking responsibility. If your partner points out a mistake, listen. And the listening part is where it's very hard. Sometimes when you're angry and you cannot actually calm down. This is where we usually have this particular thing of pause and pray. It doesn't usually come, like, Jesus, in the name of... No. It's like, just pause, first of all, and think what is going on. Bring in God in the same thing. But just bringing in your excuses. This is why I do this. You forced me into this. You are the one who started all this. As in the defensiveness. Then there is stonewalling. Stonewalling is withdrawing from interaction.
Silent treatment.
Yes, you build a wall against the other partner because now you're so angry you cannot be talked to. We can't even discuss this. You are disgusting. You are... All these things are not said.
No, there are people who stay in marriage for months without talking.
Yes.
You wonder, how do they live together? I mean, 1 month, 2 days, 3 days. I think it begins to eat on your body.
Oh, yes.
And it will affect you in many ways.
No, the antidote now for that stonewalling is take down that wall and be calm as you build something different. Choose what you want to build. The longer you stay with the silence treatment, the harder it is. There is this concept, and I think it is true. I haven't verified it yet, but it's true that when you are arguing with your partner and you keep silent, the enemy will whisper to your partner something about you that they believe as true, but it's a lie. And then whisper to you the same thing against your own partner. So you end up fighting each other rather than fighting the issue that is destroying your marriage. Those are the 4 horsemen, as we would say them.
Okay. Thanks for the education. So the causes of conflict. The biggest is finance. People, disagree about finance quite a lot. And, one of the issues is making financial decisions without consulting your partner, whereby you're married, but, the person makes decisions. There's a time you decided to surprise me, and you were more surprised. He decided to surprise me with a cooker. I don't know if you know that time that for a long time you've been wanting to have something, and then finally you have the money to buy it. So I had been wanting to have a particular kind of cooker, the bigger ones, and window shopping a lot. But I think I hadn't told him clearly what I wanted. So he comes home one day with a pickup, and he has a cooker. the one that I cannot believe, it was small, the small one, while I wanted the big one. And he's telling me I bought this. I was so angry, but I was grateful. But there's that confusion of what do I do exactly? Because this is something I've waited for years. And he took the liberty of, buying this thing without including me, while he's not very much involved in the
Yes,
cooking,
yeah.
and it's just one of those things. It was annoying. Of course, I didn't behave very well. I lost it. I'm like,
Yes.
why didn't you go with me? uh
Yeah.
and
No, for me, for my own defense,
mhm,
you see, I knew you needed something. I knew you needed this particular cooker.
mhm,
Not that specific one.
mhm,
So I thought I went out there and found a good deal
mhm,
that I would bring back.
mhm,
So I didn't have the specifics,
mhm,
particulars of what you wanted.
mhm,
So I just thought, because we have something like this,
mhm,
why maybe you just want another new one. So, and I've gotten a
mhm,
really good deal.
mhm,
So according to me,
mhm,
I am actually going out of myself
mhm,
to bring you something you need or you want.
mhm.
But my mistake there was now having not discussed
Yeah.
which action to take. And I have seen that even with our budgets.
Mhm.
When we go out there, I think I was the kind of a parent who really wanted to
Impress your children.
not impress, inaitangwa nini, overcompensate
That's the word.
for my upbringing.
Yes.
What I didn't have, I want my children to have in excess.
Mhm.
So I would go, we have a budget, then I would go extra,
Mhm.
without
Mhm.
consulting, and that would
Mhm.
affect us financially.
Yeah.
I remember when we sat down and we decided this is what we're going to do.
Mhm.
We have had a beautiful thing.
Mhm.
It doesn't usually feel like you should buy this a particular one, but then you realize a plan works better.
Mhm.
Then someone told us in one of our couples and marriage, couples and money classes, that any money that you don't name will name itself.
Yeah.
That's how people lose money.
Yeah.
So planning for money is one of the things that a couple must do together. You don't buy what you have not agreed. It is not, Bishop J.B. Masinde says this, marriage ni kukaliana. Yeah, as in ni kukaliana or nikali. It looks like that, or that may be a colloquial way of saying it, but it's a commitment, surrendering to each other and agreeing to
And
do
scripture
a particular
says
thing.
that.
Yeah,
Submitting yourselves to one another.
Yes,
And I think that's key in finance.
Yes,
because that's what marriage is. You become one. Finance means also you become one. One thing we have done is we've worked together financially. We do everything together. We make decisions together, we save together, and that has helped us because we are at peace. Of course, there are a few things here that we differ. He's the spender. His name is Mogoro, which means spender, and I'm the saver. And I know a lot of couples who fight over the who's spending, and especially the saver is the one who feels very aggravated. And be encouraged. There's budgets, and there's a way you can learn how to work together if you agree.
Yes, for spenders like me, we have a different word, not savers. We have another name for people who wants to hold everything, and we call them the holders.
Okay.
Yeah, so we keep everything to themselves, to their plan, to their thing. But it's a good education when you realize, no, you have a tendency to spend everything.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't. Remember, God provides two in one. He'll give you a seed and bread.
Yeah.
You cannot eat your seed and you cannot plant your bread.
Yes.
Yeah, if you plant the bread in the farm, it will rot. But if you put in seed, it will germinate and multiply what you have. That's why we have need of each other. Your saving is a rescue grace to us. My spending is your joy to live.
And let me tell you, it's hard when the husband is a spender because you will feel like you are the principal, like why? But anyway, I learned that, there are areas that your wife could be better at.
Yes, yeah.
And
you agree.
And that doesn't mean that she's the head of the family. It's areas like if she's good with money, let her handle the money.
Yes.
And doesn't mean that she's now the head of the family. Yeah.
Yes, that's why it's a discussion. It's a cooperation. You have to realize this is my weakness. That's why we're talking about personalities. This is my weaknesses and I need help.
Exactly.
Most of the times you find, because this is matched from heaven, you are exactly opposite of your partner. What you need is her strength and what she needs are your strength.
Yeah.
The weaknesses you cancel by being together. That's the mystery of how a marriage is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So dividing labor also is a thing that people have. that the roles, and especially because of traditions.
I think before you go to labor, there's this part that we have talked to a lot of couples, and I have found it as an issue, especially with money, where one partner uses money as a tool to punish the other one. Over time, you find you use the partner. We have a young couple, and the gentleman is a business person, and the wife is also a business person. But at this particular time, due to where she was just given birth, and now she hasn't finished her maternity leave, she went through where the husband would withhold money. Yeah, in the name of you overspent yesterday. We put money for this, but you overspent. So it becomes a tool of punishing each other. Realize this now about finances. It is not yours, neither is it hers. Our money, my money is ours, her money is ours, by choice and by what we have been able to do. That is how we can be able to plan together, save together, because we have a clear idea of exactly how. One of our couple friends was telling us about their father had properties that the mother did not know.
Yeah, hiding debt.
Yes, not just debt, even properties. So by the time he's sick and bed, he's saying, there's this particular place. At this time, he can't take you to the place. Yeah, and nobody can know where he was. Even the wife did not know. And it's such a thing. Let finances be a common issue with the two of you.
And there's money. I hear there's lots of money in the bank of people who have not claimed it.
Yes, because they don't know.
Yeah, because they don't know the owner, because nobody said it. Okay, so
yes, the last one is a financial infidelity. The one you were saying, hiding debts. Yeah, doing things without the knowledge of the other person. That will come down to haunt you. Yeah. So better just cooperate.
Division of labor
Yes.
is really something over the traditions and the way that people are brought up. So they tend to have issues with how they. So I know people who are energetic outside, but at home they are lazy. And especially men. And I think this point is makes sense, especially for people who don't have help. You see, like here in Africa, we can get help in the house.
Or house helps.
Yes, house helps. But I've seen abroad, one of the main reasons people separate is because they can't get help from their spouses,
from each other,
and so both are going to work, and then one is not, bringing in, helping at home. And I think one of the things that women need is they're meant to be present and to be helpful.
Yes. I think among most of us, we didn't grow up with that procedure. And the teachers that came ahead of us brought it like a load over us. Like, I know you have had this, and you are expected to do that, where your lady friend as a man expects you to open the door for her, expects you to hold her hand when you're crossing the road or going through the stairs, carry her load, as in help her in, be more, to allow the lady to be more comfortable. Now, the teachers did a good job in informing us, but they didn't tell us how. Because you find the common sense of how you would hold your bag, for example, allows you to not do anything else. So that is the reason why you needed someone to open the door for you. It was not a punishment or making you lesser. It is a consideration. Yeah, like you are carrying something, or like, for example, we are selling something together in a particular market, and we are together. So if the market belongs to you, you find the gentleman does not know he's required to help. Carry the load over to the car as we go to the market. So you find the woman struggling to handle or get someone else to help them, yet the man is there. It isn't that he is careless. He doesn't know it is his role. And this is where communication comes in. Communicate gently with your person what you expect. It doesn't mean it is your demand. Like, could you kindly help me here? Like, would you be able to talk to this? Can you help me negotiate this particular contract? You'll find someone working in a corporate setup. The husband is way better. But the husband does not know he's expected to help the wife. It is the consideration that comes in here. Division of labor, like for example, at home, you'll find people arguing, what should I do in the family? Should I, if I bring the money, should I also be helping in washing the utensils and such, helping out in the kitchen and such? It doesn't matter what you do or what you don't know. It is a consideration about your partner, what you're doing. Be a partner in the whole process.
Yeah. Another thing that's a problem is the phone.
Fabbing.
Ignoring, it's called fabbing, where you're just on phone, it's 7 p.m., 8, 9, 10. And I think it's very addictive in our time. That people are not having time to look at each other, to glance at each other. People are not having time, because that's what marriage is about.
Touch.
Marriage is about, creating moments where you can laugh. It's about, small things that require attention. And what you give your attention to is where your heart grows.
That's what you worship,
that's where your heart is. And so I've heard and I've seen a lot of women talking about, their men just sit on the chair, and do nothing, of course, the nothing issue. And it's called fabbing.
Yes. For snapping by phone. It's such a predicament, by the way, that actually even another day I was just driving by just to get to the road, and I find this guy, he has the bed covers, them that work with the bed covers, and he's actually sat down and he's laughing on TikTok, on phone. Let me try defend our men. We don't have many entertainment spaces. So let me tell you this. You don't drink. You don't go out there to live at night to even say, for example, if you want to be right, especially with your partner, there's not so much you can do until you agree with each other. And sometimes it is actually encouraged by your partner to do something together. Have a card game that you can play together, which allows you to
do something together.
Do together. Without a goal together, somehow, even the women, I'll say this, it's not just the men, even the women will do the fabbing. They will snap their spouses with the phone. I think you have seen the photos being shared that people have wameenda kusalimia grandmother, and everybody is on phone apart from the grandmother.
And now it's even with the kids, especially if your kids have phones.
You cannot have a constructive engagement with each other because all of you are on phone. It is something you have to intentionally get out of and know, okay, you can go to phone, but let it not be at the expense of your partner. To touch you, to glance at you, to have a communication, even towards our direction, whichever way. If I want to talk with you in private, how do I communicate to you when all the time I'm always on phone? It's something that we have to work at, and every couple has to work at to get the phone out of the way. Yes.
Because eye contact is the gateway to intimacy.
Yes, thank you.
So you have to establish eye contact and enjoy relationships. Okay. There's the issue of infidelity.
Yes.
And it's a major thing. And many people have had say, they survived. I've had several people say they survived infidelity.
Yes.
And it's hard for women.
Yes. Infidelity comes from, like, now there are many things that bring in. You are on phone all through your life, as in you not have a contact place with your partner. So if a friend you had, an ex you met, start talking to you, it becomes a secret. Infidelity is fueled by secrecy. But if you had that friend and your wife knew or your partner knew about them, it does not become infidelity. I have heard of how women, you guys are so unfaithful emotionally, easily when you don't get emotional attachment at home, as in you don't get this connection of emotion at home. So it's easier to connect with someone who seems to feel, make you feel how you want to feel, seen, noticed,
tells you
appreciated,
what you want to hear.
Who acknowledges everything that you have, while your partner is not in it. Or if you have a few conflicts here and there, and your partner is just loading over you with your faults and mistakes, it's easier to get out there, and it feels so private. It's just on your phone. As in, kidogo kidogo, you start now planning where to go on phone, and infidelity becomes a thing. Not just infidelity in intimacy, even finances.
Yeah.
You start sharing money here and there. You're hiding here and there. Kidogo kidogo, the unfaithfulness, the integrity of a relationship is withdrawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we would love to hear stories from, you could share. We'll put a number down there and let us know if you have a story that you want to share, how your marriage survived infidelity, how you survived separation. We want to have shows where we have people coming and share their stories, because stories are,
we need them.
Yeah, we need them. We need them. They make a difference when you see someone who survived, and the wisdom to it. And we want to know why people, have done it. And I'm sure it will help someone else not to do or make the same mistake. Save a family with your story. Okay, finishing up so that we will do it again. We'll do this again. Work-life balance.
Yes.
So I've been to very rich, schools and rich people, around rich people. And one thing I've realized is the work-life balance is very tricky.
Oh, yes.
You can work so hard and lose with your family. And I think one of the things that we made a decision to do is to make sure that we are at home.
Yes.
No matter what comes, we may go for a little while, but most of the time we are responsible to be at home as parents.
Yes.
Because we have children. Yes, not just as parents, but also for each other. Thankfully, we work together. And so it's important for you to value your family before everything else, because the people at work.
Yes.
Today, you're CEO. No sooner have you left being CEO than you realize that nobody will call you. Nobody will pick your calls.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen friends say that people who used to value them when they were having the job title, now they don't even pick their calls.
Yes.
And therefore, it's important for you to know what really matters. It's your family, and put that work-life balance, because money is not everything.
Yes.
Money is not everything. It may be everything when you're young. But as you get older, you begin to realize, well, I just need the basics.
Yes.
And I just need to be a blessing to somebody else. I don't, life is more with your family, with your children, the family you're creating, and even the one you're from. Those are important.
Yes. There is a family of origin and the family of creation.
Yes.
There is one that you came from, for example, and then there is this other one you're doing. You yourself, you and your partner are creating another family. It is important that you take charge of what's going to happen. If you dare, there are 4 places I want you to visit. Our viewer, our subscriber, I want you to visit 4 different places. One is a cemetery. Yeah. Please learn that all this has an end.
Yeah.
Yeah. That will teach you to take care of what you have right now in the best way possible. There's a police station or jail. Let's say, let's go to jail. And you see people who meant well, but did not do well. Yeah, the people who got angered and ended up doing things. People who didn't plan and ended up being a different thing. There's another place that you need to visit. Please visit a hospital. Learn that the body you have can fall. Yeah. Be clear that your body does not become the only thing that is very important to you. Like this work-life balance, you see right now, like we have people who are working at home. It is very easy to ignore your partner or even have excuses where you're working. So you have no time for the family. Most of the people in hospitals will tell you the biggest regret they have, they lost a family in search of a job. Yeah, in search of what they were supposed to do for the income to raise that particular family. But this family is not there. It is a painful realization. The 4th place you have to always remember is where you come from. Yeah. Do not forget where you started and how you must be better. Please, keynote, You must be better. If you came from a rich family, you have to be richer. If you came from a poor family, you have to be richer. If you came from a wealthy family, please understand you can only do more. There is no going back because you help people by what you do. There's also one thing that I want is to be something that you go with. Let your life not be about what you do, but who you are becoming. God does not just bless the things you do. He is very intentional about what you're becoming. That's why there is a clear plan of who you must be, how you must respond, the attitudes you must carry, the atmosphere that you can create. It is very important that the work and life balance is maintained. Yes.
Thank you. I think we'll stop there. There's so many things that can be conflict, but that can cause conflict.
Yes.
But I pray that we will walk in wisdom and know that family is important and value marriage.
Yes.
More than more than fights. There's a thing my grandmother used to say: if you fight over that, what will you gain? And there are fights that amount to nothing. I believe that there are things that we're not minimizing your issue, but we're saying consider some, overlooking them, because and walk in wisdom. Marriage is built by wisdom.
Yes.
Not emotions, but wisdom. Use more energy.
Yes.
Using your mind. Use your mind more many times. Train your mind.
Yeah.
To work more than your emotions, and you will be victorious in conflicts and in marriage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we welcome you to share your issues, your challenges. Let's have them written down. We can be able to, if you feel we have missed out something and you know something better, you can suggest it maybe by your own information. We would gladly venture in, research onto it, bring in counselors for that, and let's have a conversation. See you, and God bless you.
God bless you.